this is going to be a what I eat in a day video. It's been a while since I did one. I think the last one that I did was for like the summer season. So now that it's fall, I've just been kind of changing up my recipes, changing up what I'm eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I thought that I would share those recipes with you. I have not eaten anything today. I had an early appointment, so all I've had is water so far. Definitely need my caffeine, so let's start with that. Raleigh actually came up with this recipe for me. And what is this? This is cinnamon simple syrup. And we've already done a couple like clips of making simple syrup before. I think we did it for the latte video that we did for the holidays.
Was it the Christmas
last
one?
year? I don't know what kind of simple syrup we made. I think we've made lavender before, but this is just sugar, water, and cinnamon sticks.
Yes.
I think I'm just gonna have Raleigh make the coffee because he always does. I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm making it because he makes it way better. But the coffee that we're using is this one from Verve. They have locations, where is it?
LA.
And I think we've been to the one in Santa Cruz. I think that's the original one. Yep, it says made in Santa Cruz. And Raleigh always gets the single origin whole bean coffee. We usually grind it here at home. The milk that I'm going to use is Oatly. I love Oatly, like always. And then I'm just feeling some whipped topping. Got this at Whole Foods. It's the coconut whipped topping, and it's vegan. Like I don't want to use dairy. So
also cinnamon sugar.
Cinnamon and sugar that Raleigh pre-made. It's just regular cane sugar and cinnamon. So are you ready to make my latte?
Of course.
Okay, let's go. I'm gonna use this cup. It's my favorite from World Market. Purgatory. Oh, sorry. Here you go.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Don't call me that.
No. Do you guys remember how to make lattes from our Make Lattes With Us video?
Oh yeah. When you teach me how to make one and I completely fail.
No, you did fine. I was a horrible teacher that night.
I don't know. I think it was both. Both, I'm a horrible student and I just think you weren't ready. You weren't ready to teach.
I was not ready to teach.
So in here is about 2 tablespoons of the cinnamon simple syrup. And then we usually put 2 shots of espresso on top of that. And then once that is all mixed together, then we're gonna add the milk, the steamed milk on top. And Raleigh always does the latte art for me because I'm not very good. Let's do this. What are you gonna make?
Oh, I don't know yet.
You didn't think about it?
I guess I could try to make a pumpkin again. No, not done yet.
That's pretty cute.
I don't know if I could do this standing up like this.
Oh, wow. I never knew that that's how you did it. Are you just using a chopstick?
Oh, yeah.
Check out this epic pumpkin latte art that we're about to cover. It looked very cute, but I want to add more stuff. Oh, I think I'm doing too much.
Nah, keep going. No,
that
it's
looks
actually
so
perfect.
satisfying. And then we're gonna add some of the, what's it called?
We're gonna call it cinnamon sprinkles.
Gonna add the cinnamon sprinkles on top. It's gonna be fancy. This is totally sinking, but I'm just gonna make it pretty.
Yum.
Good enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How is it?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Mm-hmm. Cool. What should we call it?
Cinnamon latte.
Okay.
So for breakfast, I think I'm gonna have a chia seed pudding. I like to use a different milk for this. I like to use this one. This is macadamia nut milk, and this is what it looks like. Pick this up at Whole Foods. And I like this one because it's very sweet. Not to say that the oat milk isn't sweet, I just feel like I don't have to add added sugar when I use this one. I've tried to make lattes with this and I hate the taste of it. It becomes very bitter. It just does not taste the same as when it's cold. So I would recommend this one for maybe cold drinks and for this recipe that I'm about to show you. So I think I'm going to do about a half a cup of chia seed pudding to 2 cups of macadamia nut milk, and I'm gonna put it in this large mason jar. I'm probably not gonna eat all of that, but just in case I want more, just in case I wanna have some for later, I will keep it in there. So let's measure out half a cup. Putting that right on in there. Doesn't fill that much. 2 cups. Make sure that it's mixed really well. Otherwise you're gonna get some dry pieces and it's not a good time. After I'm done mixing it for the first time, I like to mix it one more time just to make sure that everything is well blended. And then really you just let it sit in the fridge until everything is kind of absorbed and it starts to look the consistency of pudding. You can do this the night before if you don't want to wait that long. I think I'm going to do some errands, answer my emails before I'm ready to eat this. I'm gonna finish my coffee, but I'll show you guys what this looks like in a bit. So it's been about 15 minutes and the chia seed pudding is now ready. It has this pudding-like consistency to it. And I'm just gonna test it. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'm going to put some in a bowl. I added a couple more things to my chia seed pudding. Some cinnamon, vanilla extract, and then I also put some maple syrup and walnuts. Those are totally optional. I mean, everything is optional other than the milk and chia seed pudding. But I just wanted to create the base, so if I wanted to add different things to it, I don't kind of taint the original chia seed pudding by putting in other flavors. That is what it looks like. It has that pudding-like consistency. So I'm gonna finish this and I will see you guys at lunch. Kind of in the mood for some quinoa bowls, so I'm gonna make some quinoa, roast some butternut squash, and then Raleigh has a really good dressing that has soy sauce and sesame oil in it. It's kind of in between a sauce and dressing. We kind of use it with our salads that we like to eat. So let's get started on the quinoa. Here we have 2 cups of tricolor quinoa that I'm just gonna cook in the pressure cooker. Preheating the oven to 350 to 400 degrees for the butternut squash. I'm gonna toss that in with some sesame oil, salt and pepper, and stick that into the oven. The sauce has a lot of garlic, 4 whole cloves and 3 cloves minced. Then in a separate pan, you'll want around 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, which you'll add the garlic to, as well as 1 shallot. I like to keep them in rings like this. Adding maybe half a cup of soy sauce with the shallot, cook until caramelized. And then add garlic powder and pepper to taste. Look how good these look. I just took them out of the oven. I had them on like 400 degrees for maybe 20-30 minutes. I'm so excited for this. Looks very fall, right? Are you hungry?
Oh God, I'm so hungry.
Whenever we film these what I eat in a day, it takes us twice as long to make it, so we're pretty starving by the time we're about to eat. Okay, so how am I going to assemble this? Can you film me?
First. Yes, I can film you.
Okay. Assembly is pretty easy. I put my quinoa in a bowl and then just take the liquid sauce and pour that over it. Some spinach, the shallots, garlic, and butternut squash. And here we are. This is what it looks like assembled. I like to add a little bit of texture by putting some fried onions on top. I got this at the Asian supermarket. I like to sprinkle that on top. So we are starving. I'm gonna put a little bit of this so you can see what it looks like. It just look like fried onion pieces. Sorry, I'm trying to be as fast as possible so we could eat, but you just sprinkle that on top. Do you want some on yours?
Oh, heck yeah.
That's the finished look, and then we're gonna eat. I think I just inhaled a pepper. This meal's pretty hearty because of the butternut squash, so I'm gonna have some Orangina. Don't really drink a lot of soda, but I saw this at Trader Joe's and I just wanted some, so I feel like being bad. All right, so it is about 7 o'clock. Riley and I decided to make some miso salmon. This recipe is actually something that I had him create for me after I had this miso salmon dish at Cheesecake Factory. It's been years since I've been there, but for some reason it kind of just popped into my head, and I tried to describe how it tastes like to Raleigh, and he kind of just whipped it up and made the recipe. And then I think we're going to eat it with a cucumber salad. The cucumber salad recipe is something that we learned how to make when we were in Kyoto, Japan. What's in this one?
The cucumber salad?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I have it written down.
We'll list the ingredients. But yeah, let's just get started. This is Raleigh's recipe, so I'm just gonna film him making it. But here is everything that we're going to do for the salmon. So we have 2 salmon fillets. This actually isn't white miso. I don't know if I said it was white miso, but I think this one is red. And then we have honey, soy sauce, sugar, salt, and pepper. Is that it?
That should be it for this recipe, yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready? Okay.
Just ignore the cucumbers, but those English cucumbers are for the salad. Preheating the oven to 400 degrees, salt and pepper the salmon fillets. In a separate bowl, take a couple scoops of miso and then add pepper, a little honey, a spoonful of sugar, a couple tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, and a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. You can taste this as you mix it and adjust how you'd like. We're pretty generous with the amount before putting it into the oven for maybe 20 minutes, depending on how you like yours cooked. For the cucumber salad, the sauce is a tablespoon of sesame oil and a tablespoon of soy sauce, pepper, sesame seeds, a little honey, a tablespoon of miso, and we also like to add a little bit of this spicy Korean miso, but you can just add more regular if you don't like spicy, and then blend. This next part you don't have to do, but in our cooking class, our teacher taught us to cut the cucumber at a diagonal while in between these straws, or whatever else you might have to keep it from cutting the whole way through. And then turn over and cut again at a diagonal, so like crisscross, and it should look like this.
Slinky cucumber.
A very strange technique we learned in that cooking class. Ready? I think we only need 1. We took out 2 cucumbers, but I think we only need 1.
2 might be overkill.
Go though. Chopping that in half like a boss, you'll plate and then pour the sesame sauce over it. Here's what I'm drinking tonight. Kombucha, cayennade. It's pretty good. And then we used these long wooden plates that my mom gave me a long time ago. Just for the aesthetic, really. Yeah. For no other reason.
No,
we would usually just use normal plates, but for the video, for the sake of the video, we're gonna be extra about it. Okay, so we're just gonna eat in front of the TV. We feel like Netflix and chilling. So I added a little bit of spinach on this plate with my salmon because the salmon just looked really lonely. You ready to eat?
Yeah, let's eat.
Starving. Okay, let's cheers.
Cheers.
Cool. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.